Hello, and welcome to the webinar. I hope you guys doing well, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to learn more about the Fiplex communications and our new Fiplex series. My name is René Martens. I'm a pre-sales engineer for Fiplex Communications, and I will be your presenter for today. During this presentation, we will cover our new Flex series BDAs for 700, 800 megahertz and VHF, UHF bands. We will cover the new Flex battery backup units as well as our new Flex line of passive devices. During this webinar, you all muted, but feel free to put any questions in the question box on the right side. You're also available to download this webinar in the handouts on the right side. Before I jump into the new Flex series product line, I would like to start with a little background and story about how the overall design concept was conceived. All of us at Fiplex sales team and engineers sat down together as a team to discuss the market and what problems still exist today, and what we can do to solve these problems and create a product that works well for everybody, all stakeholders. We tried to think outside of the box and really try to understand the main mission and failures seen in the current in-building public safety world we live in today. We found that through our discussions is that there are really three main challenges that the AHJ and system integrators face. Those three challenges are system performance, complexity, and economics, right? These three challenges can create tension between the AHJ and the system integrators, as they both are trying to achieve the same outcome for the mission. But they do not always agree on how to get this done. The AHJ is focused on complying with the code and providing a high-performance mission-critical system, which is simply and easy to use and configure. However, the AHJs are behind the RF curve. They are not RF engineers, but they are still responsible in deciding the best tools to use to get the job done. The system integrator must accept all of these guidelines of the AHJ and make sure to not only comply with the code and provide a high-performing system, but to do so in a streamlined manner so his business can remain healthy and profitable. The Fiplex Flex platform not only addresses these complexity and performance challenges facing the AHJ community, but also the economics barriers that hinder systems integrators from repeatable, scalable deployments. The Flex platform advantages, feature set, and unique configurations and deployment flexibility are, unparalleled and deliver in a win-win scenario, providing better buildings for the AHJs and better business for the system integrators. So Fiplex Flex platform mitigates these challenges to ensure success is driven by the mission rather than compromise. So how do we do this? The Flex platform offers unmatched flexibility to meet the needs of any jurisdiction, any building or venue, any system integrator. The platform streamlines hardware architecture with software-defined configuration, transfers operational and deployment flexibility to the designer, installer, building owner without adding complexity or limiting performance. Fiplex is 100% focused on performance innovation to ensure mission-critical functionality from automatic gain control per channel, per time slot, to delay priority filtering and unique survivability features. Fiplex Flex is setting the standard for true mission-critical deployments. Combine a reduction in complexity, increased performance, and unmatched platform flexibility, and you can quickly realize the economic benefits of the Flex platform. The platform ensures that the design, procurement, installation, and management efforts are completed as economical as possible. Flex saving time reduces on-site expertise requirements, shortens lead times, and a powerful field upgradable platform reduces return to site troubleshooting and adjustments. So with all that said, here you have the new Flex series of bidirectional amplifiers, battery backup units, and passive devices. So today I will give you an overview of the new DH7S 700-800 MHz Flex BDA, the new DH14 VHF UHF Flex BDA, the new Flex BBU, and the new Flex passive devices. So we will begin with the new Flex DH7S 700-800 BDA. The new DH7S BDA is a game changer for Fiplex. The device is available in a single band and dual band versions and supports FirstNet LTE band 14 with the 700 MHz models. This BDA has completed all of its UL 2524 testing in July, and we are now UL 2524 listed. The BDA is the most flexible 700-800 BDA on the market for several reasons. The device is field upgradable from single band unit to a dual band unit, from Class B filtering to Class A filtering, from low power 27 dBm versions to high power of 33 dBm. Also, this is the only BDA in the industry which can be field upgraded to become a fiber DAS remote. The BDA to fiber remote upgrade can all these capabilities will be available once we release our new Flex series fiber DAS products in a couple of months. All these upgrades can be implemented by purchasing the appropriate license. This device was designed with an enhanced cabinet and electronics that allows for an extremely low power consumption of just 80 watt, even in its highest performing dual band 33 dBm version. This low power consumption allows for a more simple and cheaper battery backup solution. And Fiplex has gone ahead and designed our new Flex BBU, which you will see is a perfect fit for our new Flex series BDAs. The DH7S has the most digital filter options in the market. We include a wide assortment of digital filter bandwidth options so that the device will perfectly with any radio technology you will come across, including TDMA systems like P25 Phase 2 or DMR systems. We have channelized filter options from 12.5 kilohertz to 150 kilohertz with delays ranging from 11.5 microseconds to 61.5 microseconds. We also have the highest channel count in the market. Our single band high capacity Class A models can handle up to 64 digital filters. Sorry. The BDA provides a true mission critical performance due to its advanced feature set. The Class A models have downlink and uplink automatic gain control per channel and per time slot. This feature ensures stable coverage in the downlink and uplink all the time. It doesn't matter if it 1 or 64 channels in the air. You can expect the same level of coverage. Also, the uplink AGC, automatic gain control per channel, and time slot ensures mitigation of the near-far effect, which is a common issue found in building BDA systems. The DH7S has outstanding noise performance that protect the macro network and preserves the BTS receiving sensitivity. This is due to the downlink and uplink squelch per channel and per time slot, along with the new uplink power amplifier off feature, which would silence the power amplifier or the uplink power amplifier during the idle periods. So 0 noise is being generated towards the donut side. There's also an automatic and mandatory isolation measurement built in, which will automatically set the maximum allowable gain per the NFPA code requirements to ensure the BDA does not oscillate. The BDA always maintains a gain that is 20 dB less than the measured isolation. This BDA is essentially oscillation proof. After the original commissioning, should something change in the system, reducing the isolation and potential causes in isolation, the BDA will detect the oscillation and will mitigate the issue by reducing the gain to a level which maintains correct system performance. Or the BDA will simply shut down the power amplifier if the isolation is too low. The oscillation detection has two different modes that can be selected by the user to ensure compliance with any AHA requirement. Now, the BDA has a new extreme temperature survivability feature, which allows the BDA to adjust itself during an over temperature scenario, like a fire. If the high temperature threshold is exceeded, the BDA will either turn off or reduce its output power in an attempt to run longer during a critical temperature event, like a fire, right? The extreme temperature action has 3 modes that can be selected, just to ensure compliance with the AHA. We also have a few additional new features like the new antenna disconnect and male function alarm sensing capabilities. This feature allows monitoring of the donor antenna without use of a bias T or sensing of a control channel, right? The BDA can sense a disconnection immediately and will generate a disconnection alarm. Also, it has the ability to sense a male function of the donor antenna even if there has not been a disconnection. If the donor antenna blows in the wind or falls over, or if a new obstruction causes a drops, in the signal, the BDA can detect this and generate the antenna malfunction alarm. All of our new digital BDAs and FiberDAS products come with a built-in spectrum analyzer tool, so you can easily view downlink and uplink signals at the inputs and outputs of the device. This allows for less equipment on site and can help with commissioning the BDA. This BDA is completely code compliant, future-proof, and was kind of over-designed to comply with the ever-changing codes that evolve over time. The device is also tamper-proof, and we provide an anti-vandalism clamps, which can be installed in conjunction with the third-party lock to keep anyone from opening the device or dismounting the device. The DH7S is very easy to install, operate, and maintain. All connections are outside of the box. We also include a liquid tight conduit fitting, so you can run a 3/4 inch conduit directly to the BDA. So here are the general specifications for this device. The BDA has 27 or 33 dBm of downlink composite power, depending on the version you order. The uplink composite power is 24 dBm per band, with adjustable gain from 60 to 85 dB. The standard Class A filtering will allow for 32 filters per band, as well as 2 bandwidth adjustable filters, right, per band. The high capacity model will have, or it's just for single band, it will have 64 filters available. Here you can see all of the Class A digital filter bandwidth options that we have, along with the associate delays down here. As you can see, we have many options to comply with any radio technology, again, including the 2 wider filters of 100 kilohertz and 100 kilohertz and also 150 kilohertz to comply with the new requirements from San Francisco. Right below here, the associated delays for each filter. The key is to give the user the most options so they can select the optimum rejection versus delay performance. When you order a Class B model, you will have two bandwidth adjustable filters available in the unit, which are adjustable from 100 kilohertz to the full band of the device. Since the Class B device is not channelized, you do lose the AGC per channel and time slot, and the squelch per channel and per time slot. So you will need to manage the near-far effect, the antenna layout, and manage the noise accordingly. However, the device still has AGC and squelch for each bandwidth filter, as well as the uplink power amplifier shutdown mechanism. The DH7S is available in AC and DC power supply versions. The DC version supports both the plus 24 volt and negative 48 volt. Also, the devices are small with just 17 by 75 inches and only weighs around 53 pounds. Next, we will review the DH7S part number structure. We have tried to make it as simple and intuitive as possible, so our customer can know exactly what they are getting based on the part number. All of the models will start with the family designator, the DH7S. The next one, the blue X in the part number, is the power supply indicator, which will be either A for EC or D for DC. The first red X is the band indicator and will be 7 for 700 megahertz, or S for 800 megahertz, or 7S for 700, 800 megahertz dual band models. The second X, red X, is the downlink power indicator, which will be either 27 or 33. And last but not least, the final red X is the filter class indicator, and will be either A for Class A or B for Class B. We also have the AH, which is the high capacity model or single band unit. So here you have a table summarizing all the different available models. As you can see, there are many configurations to fit the requirements of any project. Here we show you a table summarizing all the available upgrades for the DH7S family. So for example, if you have DH7S X maybe, power supply, S33B, which is a single band 800 model with 33 dBm power and Class B filtering, you have 3 upgrade options available, right? You can upgrade to single bands to support 700 and 800 megahertz. You can upgrade the unit from Class B to Class A filtering, or you can upgrade to add the missing band and upgrade the filter class, all with a single license upgrade if needed. Okay, that covered the 700, 800 megahertz BDA. Now we will review the new Flex DH14 VHF UHF BDAs. The DH14 Flex BDA is a new design BDA line from Fiplex that covers the entire VHF public safety band from 136 to 174 megahertz and UHF public safety band from 450 to 512 megahertz. These devices will be available for delivery in October, and we expect to have the UL 2524 listing completed in November. There are single band and dual band versions available, which means you can run VHF and UHF simultaneously through a single BDA. This allows for a multitude of configurations. There are configurations which support or now support 3 UHF subbands or windows in a single enclosure. Also, we have models that support VHF and 2 UHF subband or windows in a single enclosure. I believe no other OEM can match this flexibility. The device these devices are built to support simplex and duplex channels simultaneously in a Class A 4-port in our Class A 4-port models, and the simplex operation is selectable per channel. This BDA was designed with an enhanced cabinet and electronics that allows for an extremely low power consumption of 100 watt, even in its highest performing, dual band versions. This low power consumption allows for more simple and cheaper battery backup solutions, like we discussed with our DH7S BDA. The DH14 has the most digital filter options in the market, just like the DH7S. The same wide assortment of digital filters, bandwidth options are included in this BDA. The device supports 32 channels per band. Each DH14 model supports both AC power and DC power in the same box. Also, the DH14 VHF-UHF BDA is field upgradable from a BDA to a fiber remote, if necessary. So the new VHF-UHF series has all the same mission-critical performance features as the DH7S BDAs or 700, 800 BDAs. I will not go into detail as we already covered all of these cool features with when we reviewed the DH7S BDA. So here are the general specifications for the DH14 BDA. The device has 24 dBm of downlink power in the VHF band, 30 dBm of downlink power in the UHF band. The uplink composite power is 24 dBm per band, with adjustable gain from 60 to 85 dB. The standard Class A filtering will allow for 32 filters per band, as well as the 2 bandwidth adjustable filters, again, per band. The VHF-UHF BDA has the exact same Class A digital filter bandwidth options as the 700, 800 Flex BDA. And again, this is the key to give the user or the integrator the most options, so they can select the optimum rejections. Well, again, versus the delay performance. For the Class B unit, again here you will have 2 bandwidth adjustable filters in the unit. Same here, from 100 kilohertz to the full band of the device. Just remember, you will lose some of the key mission critical features if you choose the Class B models. The DH14 supports both. I mentioned it already. I believe AC and DC power supplies in the same box with the 100 watt power consumption. The dimensions and the weight for these models will vary depending on the configuration, right? Depending on the frequencies and the filter that we have to use to support these frequencies. We have 2 cabinet options depending on these configurations. Now, we will review all the different duplexer options that are available with the DH14 series. In the VHF band, we have 2 options here, right here on top. The 2 megahertz passband and 3 megahertz guard band, and the other supports the passband of 3.5 megahertz, but requires a guard band of at least 1.5 megahertz. For UHF band 450 to 470, here we have 2 options: the 2 megahertz passband and 3 megahertz guard band, and the other supports a passband at 4 megahertz and requires a minimum of 1 megahertz guard band. For the T band, from 470 to 512, we have 3 options: 700 kilohertz passband with 2.3 megahertz minimum guard band, 1.5 megahertz passband and guard band, and the 2 megahertz passband with a 1 megahertz minimum guard band. We also have duplexer options for the UHF low band, which covers 380 to 400 megahertz. This duplexer can handle 5 megahertz passband with a 5 megahertz minimum guard band. We also have a very unique here on the right side active crystal filter duplexing technology that allows us to provide a single duplex BDA configuration for VHF or UHF channels that have a transmit and receive separation as low as 75 kilohertz. These special configurations are available for 1 or 2 channels for VHF or UHF systems. Now, then we also have the dual band or dual window configuration, which uses a combination of all of these duplexer options that we just discussed. You see there are several different options to provide flexibility to the customer, right? As for example, we can have 2 subbands on the UHF band or 2 subbands on the T band, or either 2 subbands, for example, 2 megahertz passband is the first subband, or 790 kiloband is the second subband. We can support that as well. And what you see here now, we also have the option to combine VHF and UHF in one single enclosure. And this just gives you an example of what we can do with our standard duplexer options, right? For example, we can have a 2 megahertz passband in VHF and a 2 megahertz passband and UHF in a single box. Or you see all the other options down here. As mentioned, we offer the dual window, and in addition, a triple window UHF special configurations for certain jurisdictions that have extremely complicated frequency arrangements. Some of those special configurations are shown here on the screen, such as Miami-Dade on the bottom here, or the other ones on top here. For example, 1 VHF band and 2 megahertz passband, 1 in the T band, 1 700 kilohertz passband, and 1 4 megahertz passband. So 3 bands in a single enclosure is possible with our new Flex series. Now, we also have, I mentioned the special configurations like Miami-Dade, Washington, D.C. They have very complicated frequencies, Redwood City, El Segundo, Glendora, Tracy, California, and many other configurations. Now, for systems that have very or extremely complicated frequencies that fall outside of our standard duplexer options, we have the option to provide a customized external filtering solutions. Should it be permitted by the AHJ, right? This allows Fiplex to provide a complete duplex system when otherwise you would need to design using a 4-port BDA, utilizing a split DAS with separate downlink and uplink donor antenna, or the split DAS. With 4-port BDA, you would have to use like a separate leg, the passive DAS, right? We can go around it and try to do that with our external duplexes and try to provide a duplex BDA, even if the frequencies are very complicated. Using a filtering solution like this can keep the system duplexed, of course, right, and providing long-term performance stability. Next, we will review the VHF, UHF DH14 part number structure. Again, we have tried to make it as simple and intuitive as possible, so you know exactly what you're getting based on the part number. All of these models will start with the family designator, the DH14. The next one, the blue X in the part number, is the enclosure indicator, which will be either a C for the smaller C box, or E for the larger E box. The first red X is the band indicator and will indicate which bands are supported in the configuration. The second X, the second and third X are the duplexer indicators. And last but not least, the final red X is the duplexer arrangement indicator, which will either be blank, meaning both sides are duplexed, or DD, down here, DD indicates duplexing only on the donor side, and SD indicates duplexing only on the service or indoor side. So let's go through one of the examples to help you all understand the structure a little bit better. Let's take a look at the DH14CA-AT-15. Again, the DH14 is the family indicator. Then we have the C box, which indicates it's the smaller C box, the smaller enclosure. The A indicates AC and DC support. The next A indicates a class A unit. The T indicates a T band, UHF from 450 to 470 megahertz is supported. And the 1.4 indicates that is 1.5 megahertz passband is covered. That would be the 1.5 megahertz duplexer. So really, this is a single band configuration. Okay, so now we will move into the new Flex battery backup units. We have completely redesigned our new Flex BBUs with a built-in annunciator and all batteries included in a single enclosure. The new BBU will be available for delivery in October with UL 2524, listing expected in November of this year. This new device is software configurable using our integrated graphical user interface for easy setup and alarm control. There is also an option to have or add up to 4 remote annunciator connected in parallel should you need to locate the annunciator in a different location than the BDA or BBU. The device is completely code compliant, future-proof like other products, and is designed for simple integration with our BDAs. The BBU will come with all the required power and alarm cables to connect between the BBU and the BDA, allowing for a quick setup. The BBU is also fitted with a liquid tight conduit fitting or connector, so you can run easily a 3/4 inch conduit between the BBU and BDA, which is required in some of the markets. Here's an overview of the specifications of the new BBU. We have 2 options to support all our Flex BDAs configurations. The BTTY 1055 is the 55 ampere hours and provides 12 hours of backup runtime for Flex for the Flex BDA DH7S and the DH14 BDAs. Then we have the BTTY 100 and 100, which is the 100 ampere hours capacity and would provide 24 hours of backup runtime for the Flex BDAs. The max load for this device is 270 watt, so we will be also releasing more configurations to support multiple BDAs and FiberDES configurations, hopefully soon. This device simply plugs into the AC wall outlet and is roughly 24 by 20 by 10 inches and weighs about 150 for the 55 ampere hour model and 210 for the 100 ampere hour model. So here you have a quick example showing how the BDA and BBU interfaces with one another. The DC power cable will simply quick connect between the BDA and the BBU. Same thing goes for the alarm cables. Here you see the optional conduit that can be can be used as an alternative if it's if it's a requirement. And also you see the alarm outputs to feed the main fire control panel as well as the main AC power block here on the right side. Okay, last but not least, we will cover our new Flex passive devices for in-building public safety. Here you have a summary of all our portfolio of passive devices we have to put together to complement our BDA and fiber DAS products. We have a complete portfolio with devices supporting the full range of public safety from 136 to 870 megahertz. We have the DPS series of power splitters available in 2, 3, or 4-way. We have the DC series, the direction couplers with our standard coupling values ranging from 6 to 30 dB. We have a new broadband hybrid coupler in the HC series, which is full band. We also have a series of combiners down here in the middle to combine either VHF, UHF, VHF, UHF, and 700, 800, or a triple band combiner. The MPC series you see here, that would be the image here on the right side. We offer the LD series of load terminators. We also have a complete line of isolators in the LTP series. And all of our passive devices utilize and female connectors as a standard. In addition, we also have a complete line of base station management equipment should you have a requirement to provide a solution related to base station side, right? We have BTS duplexers, filters, transmitter combiners, receiver multicouplers, and many more products for the BTS side of things. So this next slide here really brings the Flex platform together. Just to show you a complete system arrangement. Here you have the Here you have the VHF, UHF, BDA with separate dome antennas for each band. Maybe this is used for a private system, so it does not require a battery backup system, per the NFPA code. This is then combined into a system with the 700, 800 DH7 SPDA, which is NFPA required to have an appropriate BBU as shown down here. And then these two BDAs are combined using a 5-plex DBC-22 dual band combiner to feed the indoor passive DAS, or the antenna network, including the directional couplers you see in here. So that concludes the introduction to the 5-plex new Plex series platform of BDA products. Thank you for your interest in 5-plex, and stay tuned for the release of our new Flex series DAS, which will be coming soon. It will take all the same technology we spoke about today and integrate it into our new family of fiber DAS products. Yeah, that is the webinar for today. Thank you so much for listening to me. And if you have any questions, you see down here my email address. Again, you can download the handout or this presentations on the right side of the GoToMeeting. If you have any questions, just put the questions in the box and I will try to answer it now. I don't see any questions coming in. So again, thank you so much and have a wonderful day.